This is going to sound stupid, and this goes for both genders. You have to approach your partner like you're trying to correct a 5-year-old. And if you do that, you will always speak softly. You will speak with concern. Like, don't talk down to them, but don't speak in this affirmative no. Anywhere where emotion can come into the equation, you're losing.
Tell us about a moment where you wish you would have said something and you didn't. There's nothing better than this. Say what you mean. 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 Hey, what's up? It's your girl, Aida Rodriguez, and welcome to another episode of Say What You Mean, where people stop by to tell us about those moments they wish they would have spoken up, they wish they would have said something, and they didn't. I start off the show every episode with my own Say What You Mean, and this one goes out to my acting teacher, my former acting teacher, a very popular teacher in Los Angeles who told me, as her feedback, that I should lose 25 pounds. She said, there is no room for a medium chick on television. You are either the ingenue or the fat friend. And to her, I say, you's a lie. Because I've been watching television and there are a bunch of medium people on television. And I just thought that was the worst feedback I could get. I was holding on to every word, expecting feedback from a scene. And shame on you. You've gotten in trouble for so many things. I'm not going to say your name like other people have, but you should get your shit together. That is not the feedback you should be giving to someone who barely has money and is giving you $400 a month. How do I start this introduction with this person that I've known since I started this journey and has watched just evolve and ascend proudly? He is one of the funniest people I know. He is one of the people who knows how to make anything funny. Can have political commentary, social commentary, familial commentary, and it all be funny. Knows how to make a joke, who knows how to write a joke. So words are very important to him. You saw him on The Daily Show. He should be hosting it now. You see him hosting Have I Got News for You? Well, that's what he's supposed to be hosting because that's the world works. Super funny special, another one, Lonely Flowers, streaming on Hulu.
Tell him I'm amazing.
Tell him what?
Tell him I'm amazing too.
He's amazing.
I'm a good friend.
He's a good friend.
And I like Miami.
He likes Miami. And I still have a CD of his prank phone calls. I took a picture and sent it to you with a picture of him when he was a little kid.
Yo.
I keep that stuff. Roy Wood Jr., what's going on?
How you been, old friend?
Good.
Good to see you.
You're such a grown-up. You're like, how you doing, old friend?
Good to see. Congratulations on all of this. You got good lights. You got good cameras. You not f***ing around.
Thank
you. Some folks say, hey, come do my show. And then you show up and be like, nigga, this is not going to be a success. But this shit is success. This is good. This is good.
I receive it. Thank you.
Yes.
Y'all
don't know how much a white microphone costs. Like, this is custom. This is not, you can't go to Best Buy and buy a white microphone. Like, the level of detail and thought that is going into everything that you put together. And I'm not even being sarcastic. Like, seriously. Because you're serious about opinions. You're very intentional with the conversations and the people that you want to have conversations with. So thank you for the invitation. Because if it's one thing I also know about you, if you don't fuck with somebody, you don't fuck with them. At all.
I've been trying to get better at that.
Don't waste time. You ever think about how much time you waste with people that you just really don't care about? And you know they don't care about you. Like, and you're having these chit chats after a show or at a bar. Why am I wasting time with you? You start adding up them little 10-minute increments of your life.
You can't get them back.
Yeah, it's like 3-4 weeks of your life. You could have been doing other things.
Your skin looks amazing.
I just be washing it. I ain't got
You don't have a routine.
No,
when you get a routine, that's when we know it's over. We're going to have to call somebody to talk to you.
My sleep schedule is too irregular to maintain any type of bathroom ointment, tincture, drip, this, and the mask. Like, y'all be having the mask and what's the shit y'all put under your eyes that burn after like 10 minutes.
The eye patches.
That should be burning.
You didn't even want a filter on your picture with Vanessa.
No. If I'm old, tell the truth. I'm fine. I'll take a couple hair fibers here and there to cover up some grays because 4K the grays be screaming. But other than that, no.
How do you feel when somebody calls you Unc?
I accept it.
I heard it reluctantly.
You know why Unc is irksome to Uncs? Because Uncs still think they young. And somebody go, motherfucker, I can see the way you walk. Unc. You're like, damn, you're right. You're right. My ass a Unc. I ain't gonna even hate on it. No, I think that I don't want to be called old head or old school. I ain't Charlie Wilson with it yet. I ain't wearing white linen at Essence Fest yet. But I'm fine. I will accept Unc.
You grown.
As a show of respect and that maybe I have some wisdom to impart to you.
Yeah, we grown.
Yeah, I'm grown. So you know.
I don't have an issue with it. I have an issue with the people that use it as a microaggression to call you old. Like you could see some of these younger people, and it's made its way into my stand up.
Yeah,
because I'm like I see what you're doing.
I just think when a youngin trying to like, especially when it's young black men, when it's young black boys trying to call you Unc to say you old, I'm like, you better pray you make it to 46. Your ass, now I do sound old. I'm just saying they're growing up in way worse situations. Like you ever seen these new guns? Like you ever watch like some hood videos? Them guns got too many bullets now.
Yes.
Like when I think about like shootings in my neighborhood, it was revolvers. It was a 22.
Yeah, my grandmother had a 38 special. 6
bullets. Yeah. Deuce, hold 9. Like it's not a lot of bullets, but now they the switch, the Glock switch. You better pray you make it to 46. Like when we would go like in Birmingham, the state fair, we had this thing called Spring Fling, which was like the state fair was in the hood, and because it used to be a white neighborhood, so just took over the state fair essentially. And every spring at Spring Fling, that's where gangs from across town would come to like shoot it out with each other. Like each neighborhood has their own individual shootouts, but in a Spring Fling, that's like the March Madness tournament. Let's see what the East Side Disciples gonna do against the West Side Vice Lords. Let's see.
Yeah.
So they would get to shooting, but the shooting would be pop, 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 pop. And them gaps is where you could duck behind a car
and survive.
That's your second to turn and move. But now,
yeah.
all y'all getting shot. So pray you make it to 46 years old, dumb.
Yeah, I'm with you.
So don't insult me. I'm not insulted by it, but if you're saying it as an insult, you're just spitting in the face of wisdom is all.
Yeah, I don't like it. They do it to Maxine Waters sometimes. They'll be like, shut your old up. Or they did it to Smokey Robinson. And what
does Smokey Robinson do to get?
Somebody disrespected him on a red carpet recently.
Oh, that's right. The girl didn't know. Oh, it was Babyface.
Yeah. They also did it to Babyface.
The girl didn't know she was talking to Babyface. Yeah.
But it's like, and Babyface ain't like, he's not like, he ain't Smokey Robinson. You know what I mean? Like Babyface still in there. But it's like, it's annoying to see that. I have a reverence for my elders. Like I always have. Like I feel, I learned a lot from the elders. Like,
I think that elders have a responsibility though to not disregard youth and whatever they're bringing to the table intellectually. And I think that there are some of our old heads in respected positions within our society who will decide, because I'm old, I know more than you, so you need to follow.
Yeah, I agree.
It's like that part of it. But then the old heads who ain't on that shit get lumped in with them.
Right. Yeah, so I think it works both ways.
If you acting like Maxine Waters ain't been fighting for you, that's disrespect for you to just tell her, oh, you old, you out of touch. It's like, no, wait a minute. Let's see what she got to say on this. Some old heads are out of touch though.
No, I mean, everybody, sure. I think anybody can be out of touch. I think though that there's also a wave of youth that thinks, when I hear somebody say, I couldn't have been around during slavery because you wouldn't have did
you'd have got your ass whooped.
Yeah, it's just so disrespectful to the ancestors, right? And so I think that there's this thing about, like, I see people call Maxine Waters a sellout, or I'll see them talk about, these older people. I'm like, you didn't exist in the time when they were, this is easy to say.
Oh, you talking about them people that be wearing them "I ain't my ancestors" t-shirts,
yeah,
and all that. Like, I ain't weak like them. Well, is that what you're saying, or you just? I try to take that shirt as, I'm not going to solve the problem the way they did. I'm going to slap the shit. So don't come over here thinking that I'm on this nonviolent shit versus calling your ancestors passive.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's how I take it.
I think so.
But some people do wear them shirts to take a shot at, whatever,
How important are words to you, Roy?
Words are very important. But it's not just what you say, it's how you say it. I'm learning a lot about that. Like, one of my biggest fears is being misunderstood. Like, that's something that, and it ultimately is something you can't control.
Yeah,
it's people will take what you say to fit what they want it to fit, and there really ain't a lot you can do about it.
Yeah,
most of the time. So I'm talking like relationships and like professionally.
Yep, absolutely.
In that capacity, you could say or do one thing, and you could be dating, and somebody views it and takes offense to it, and there's nothing you can do about that. Or you can say and do one thing on air, like CNN. Every other week, I might get a DM from somebody who then twisted what I said into something that I didn't intend it to.
Do you respond?
Not always. Some I do. It depends. I got to go to your page first. I got to see what you want. Because I learned from the Daily Show, it's a lot of people that just, and I'm being as sensitive as I can when I say this, they are not well mentally.
Yeah.
Just in general, your life, you're just on some other shit, and messaging strangers about politics is just what you do.
Yeah.
And there's nothing I'm not going to win this debate on this issue with you.
No, I made a comment on your post. You had a post about Don Cornelius and your dad, and I called you a Nepo kid. And somebody went in my DMs and was like, don't be talking to no black man like that. You don't even know him. Like, how dare you? And I didn't respond because I was like, my inner child is like, I do know him. I got his phone number. He texted me yesterday. But then I was like, do not respond to these people, because some of them are trolls, but a lot of them are not well.
And all of them got time.
Yes, they do. And I don't.
They all got time. I don't like, you just got to take it in stride. I was on, shout out to the homegirl Z-Way. Z-Way had me on her situation a couple months ago. And, her style is, I'm going to take what you do that's positive and flip it in a way and, try to gotcha a little bit. And she called me a Nepo baby. There's people out in the, because my pops, for the people who don't know, my father was an award-winning journalist during the civil rights era, and that all journalists fight for blackness. And I kind of sort of similar. So she called me a Nepo kid. It was people in the comments going, yeah, you is a Nepo baby. And then me being silly on Z-Way's Instagram, like, I comment about it. And I was trying to make the argument sarcastically that we don't care about nepotism when it's blue collar work. We only care about it when it's politics or some get money tech shit.
Yeah.
But like, if it's Jimmy and Son's plumbing,
that's right.
You don't give a fuck that Jimmy's son is a plumber too.
Nope.
And I just made this point, just out in the comments. People replied to just let it go. You're a Nepo baby, and that's what you are. Okay. Y'all just don't get sarcasm. I get it. So I can't go back and forth with that, but oddly, in those types of scenarios, the engagement is still a good thing, but you got to be careful with your words and what you say. But there's just certain scenarios where there's no amount of clarity that you can give to someone that is dedicated to feeling a certain way about you.
Yeah. You know what's interesting to me, though? Because I do believe in equity, and I do believe that Black people and brown people are worthy of it, Nepo babies that are Black and brown don't bother me. Because I'm like, take up the space. Go ahead, Tracy
if
Ellis
it's the game
Ross.
we playing,
Why not?
if we're playing underqualified offspring, get same job,
Yes. Why not?
bet.
Isn't that what true equality and equity is, right? It's like, if we gonna do it, we should be able to fail up just like they do. It doesn't bother me as much. I'm not gonna say that, because I think like Tracy Ellis Ross is funny, and I do think she's talented. So I'm not mad that she's there. I don't care that her mother is Diana Ross, because I have to see that all the time from people who are white.
I don't think it's fair to even say, well, she has no talent. Well, can we not go back and look at her whole body of work and see that she was that? Which is why I think with athletics, even if nepotism got you there, you still have to be able to do it and do the job. Like Bronny James has been playing well enough to be justified where he is in the G League and flip-flopping between that and getting called up to the Lakers. It's not like he's throwing bricks.
That's right.
Every single game. So when you look at athletics, I think it's a little bit more fair, if you will. Walter Payton Jr. had a child that played for running back for the University of Miami. Either you can run the ball or you can't. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's son played at Western Kentucky. Like,
I forgot how much you love sports.
Yeah, I already know.
I forget.
Well, in 1943, Jackie Robinson Jr. was born. Like, I just think that this idea of just because someone is your child, that they had more opportunities, they probably had more resources coming up than the average person. Does that mean they're not entitled to a shot at doing the job? I don't think that's right. My son, well, I already know my son will never be a comedian because he has two parents that love him. So off the top, you can't do comedy. You're not qualified. Like, unless I stop talking to you for 10 years. I cut him off. I see some potential in you, boy. Talk to you soon. And then I just leave his life. But like, if there's stuff that he wants to do, I'm gonna put that boy in a position to learn about that type of stuff. And I'm not going to deliberately give him a harder life.
I'm so tired of that narrative.
Yeah, but there's still something, though, that's missing. And I think by just having a little bit of money and access and opportunity, I was speaking with my homie Tommy Johnigan years ago. He says to me that's never left me. He goes, you can't teach poverty. You can't teach adversity. It can only be experienced.
That's right.
So the poverty that I experienced as a kid, having to stop in the middle of your science fair project because there's a gopher rat loose in the house, my son will never experience that.
No.
But adversity I can give him.
Yeah.
You can give him that type of tenacity. So that type of stuff, I try to give him some degree of recreating. But, right now he deep off in aviation. Okay, cool. So if I did a show at an Army base, that's also one of the Army bases that trains helicopter pilots, and they say, bring your boy back here so we can, you think I'm gonna not? Or you think I'm gonna put him on the computer, let him play a helicopter game for a couple of years, just like it? No. Go meet an actual chopper pilot and go touch the yoke and the sickle, whatever the tools are. Go touch the shit.
I agree.
And that's better than most. I never got that in elementary school. I remember wanting to be an astronaut, and I break it down a little bit. I'm trying to follow your footsteps and be an author, right?
Well, I know you are.
So when I was in fourth grade, we first moved to Birmingham. In the third grade, going into fourth grade, we moved to Birmingham, and there's a brochure on the table for space camp up in Huntsville, and I wanted to go to fucking space camp so bad, and I just kept asking my mom. When your mom ain't got the money, they're never gonna tell you they ain't got the money. They just, what you want to do that for?
They knock it, yeah.
We boy, you too busy. You just getting into Birmingham. You need to be going up to Huntsville. Like, just playing me to the side. And I just keep bugging her and bugging her and bugging her about it. And she straight said, we ain't got the money. And I don't know when we going to have the money. That costs $1,500. That's ain't 50. And she breaks down. Like, my mom is, and she wasn't rude about it. She just showed me the numbers. Mm-hmm. This is what rent is. This is what I make. This is what your daddy make. This is this. And this is everything we got to pay. So not only you not going to space camp, you ain't going to space camp next year either. Mm-hmm. Now, you can figure out a way to rake leaves at $10 a yard till you get to $1,500. So I had to let that dream go. And so that type of, the idea of just having the thought planted in my head that I want to be an astronaut, I want to be a pilot, man, I bet space camp could help. And having that stomped out just on economics, the dream got stomped out too. Because now I'm not going to ask you about the flight thing or the other thing or the other thing that might help me flirt with that dream.
You've been deterred.
You ain't got. So I say that to say my son has been to space camp twice.
You got them 1,500.
I ain't got to go train at NASA for real money.
Beautiful, though.
But what I'm going to do, not let him go to space camp so his dream could die? No.
Yeah, I don't.
But it's still on him to actually follow through on that, you know. And there's not a lot of black kids like that.
I don't believe in the suffering narrative. I do believe that we are entitled to some grace. Can you think of a moment where you wish you would have said something and you didn't?
The month before my pops died. So my dad died when I was 16, 95. Yeah, I was 16. And so, isn't it crazy? Like, black people, you know how old they are based on like a traumatic. See, that was when Junior died. So 14. Yeah, Aunt Mary got hit by the truck and I was 9. Yeah, I was 16. Not high school graduation.
It's trauma. The trauma timeline.
It's funny because it's true.
Yes.
A month before my pops. So my pops, he was terrible husband, decent father. Good father, I guess. Yeah. And so he had prostate cancer, and he was going through the phases, and he at this point, it's just a matter of time. We're counting days at this point. And about a month before he goes in the hospice or whatever, and this is the last conversation I had with him as a lucid, like, you know, human. Mm-hmm. He had this, he had a baked potato. He liked to eat baked potatoes. That's like a thing in Birmingham. Like, for whatever reason in my city, baked potatoes are an entree. Mm. You put enough shit on it. Mm-hmm. Chicken
I love baked potatoes.
Yeah, but no, this is like triple loaded, like 3 scoops to get to potato.
Okay.
Baked potatoes. And so he's eating a baked potato. I make him a baked potato. I come back, get the baked potato from him. And he goes, I did all right, didn't I? And I was like, yeah, you did good. And I thought he was talking about the baked potato. He was talking about raising me. Mm-hmm. And that moment did not click for like 5 years later. And I'm like, oh, that was my window. Mm. And I was just too young to clock it, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I think that the idea of having this conversation with my pops about almost like, hey, it was almost like him going, hey, little just, now's the time. If you got any beefs,
let me have it.
Let me go on. Let's voice your concerns, if you will. Mm-hmm. And I missed that damn window because thinking like that. And I feel like it's more on him as a man to have gone, hey, son, You know, I need a little bit more runway
I'm not talking
of where
about
this
the-
conversation was going. But that's like, you know, when I think about moments in my life where it's like, there's a single moment I could have back to have a different conversation, it would be that one. Of course, there's women that every man has fumbled that I think there's some sort of, man, if I'd have said this and that, she probably wouldn't even been tripping on this shit. But okay, fine. You can maybe find another wife, but you're not going to find another dad.
That's right.
You know, so I think that's one of those scenarios. And it's wild because I don't know what I would have said. What I'm supposed to say, man, we should have loved us more and not had. Just for perspective, I'm the 9th of 11 kids by 4 women by my father. So it's that type of living. And my mom's only child, but it's that type of, you know.
I'm familiar.
You know what I'm saying? So his attentions were spread thin as a father. And you couple that with him being a hero of the community and a hero of Black America, he had a lot of obligations. And I think by and large, he put his commitment to his people over his commitments to his family. And I can't say what's right or wrong because I also can look off and see how many people he did good for. When I was at when I spoke at the correspondence dinner in 23, I baked a shout out into the American Urban Radio Network, and AURN is a series of Black-owned radio stations and Black syndicated DJs who syndicate their content out all over the place. AURN is a spinoff of the National Black Network, and NBN was created. My father was one of the co-founders of it in the 60s, and National Black Network was essentially a Black syndicated news outlet, like a Black CNN. Imagine if there was a CNN, but only for Black news and Black issues. And that outlet syndicated their stuff to every radio outlet in the country. It was unheard of at the time. It was the first of its kind. Right after, it's around Dr. King's assassination, a little before maybe. So that's an unreal thing to exist. My pops was at the front seat of that. So you fast forward from the 60s to 2023 to me giving a shout out to AURN and Black journalists. There were a lot of Black journalists at that table who my father either hired or mentored.
Oh, wow.
And many are still working in the business today, fighting and supporting and uplifting a lot of the things that we all screaming about. So he had his fingerprints run deep across Black journalism. So, you know, it's the dichotomy of living with someone who is celebrated by the community, but you always wish you'd gotten a little bit more from him personally.
I understand that.
You know, so yeah, I don't know. He could have easily said, you know, how'd I do, son? I'd be like, you ain't. Or,
No.
But I don't think as a 16-year-old you prepared
To say that, to answer that question.
Had I even comprehended the question, I was not prepared to give him a full linear critique of his 16 years of raising me. Yeah.
Well, I think that whatever he did worked out.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm not going to.
He did something right.
I ain't going to complain.
All right, so we have this segment called Should Have Kept That.
Should have kept that.
And I'll share a story with you and you tell me if this person should have kept that.
Okay.
My girl and I were getting cozy. She started to do the things that signaled that she wanted to get intimate. She started to go down on me and I kept moving her head. She's a very suspicious person. She stopped everything. She asked me if I was having sex with someone else and wanted to know why I kept moving her head. I just told her that I don't like how she does it. She started to cry and left. She sent me a text and told me that we should not be together. The thing is that I don't mind. I love her that much. I don't want to break up with her because I don't want bad head. Should he have kept that?
No. Tell the truth. And she can't take critiques. Now that's where he up. He ain't giving no critique. But you shouldn't be miserable in no relationship. That to catch up with you. Ain't but so long fake thugs can pretend. I think what you say, you have to do like a compliment but. Like you have to do like a yes but. Like, damn man, I love the way you do it. But you know what really and then she be like, what? If you suck it like this. And then she say it like that because she wants you to be happy. Like her actions. Oral sex is the ultimate in, if we're just talking intimacy, oral sex is the ultimate act of putting someone else before yourself.
Yes.
So she clearly cared about you, bro. Mm-hmm. She cared about you being pleased. So why not just go, hey, do it like this. Use your left hand instead of your right. Like whatever your quirk is. But I don't know if that's how she handles problems, you dodge the bullet. Don't chase back after her.
Okay. That goes back to what
she's
you said.
Anxious avoidant. I use these therapy.
Oh, you've been reading the books. It sounds like what you said earlier. Sometimes it's not what you say, but how you say it.
Yeah. You just got to like smile. You got to give it like feedback. Like
you said, anxious avoidant.
This is gonna sound stupid, and this goes for both genders. You have to approach your partner like you're trying to correct a 5-year-old. And if you do that, you will always speak softly. You will speak with concern. Like, don't talk down to them, but don't speak in this affirmative no. Anywhere where emotion can come into the equation, you're losing. Because they're not listening anymore once they're reacting to your tone.
All right, so he said you should have said it. Now you should have kept it.
Or you just say what would really turn me on is this, and then do something and just start. Like you don't have to get bad head.
You gave techniques. You said you've been in therapy, anxious avoidant. You just talked about you used the sandwich method. Like you speaking therapy.
But I mean, sometimes some women just aren't good at head. It don't mean y'all can't be together. Some of y'all can't take corrective. It's just not in here.
Say it with your chest, Roy.
I feel like I'm saying too much.
I don't think so. I think that there will be in the comment section there will be a bunch of people that agree with the Nepo baby.
There are people who are legitimately not into giving oral sex who will do it because their partner likes it, and anybody who's really into receiving oral sex can tell.
Yeah,
we can tell. So just don't do it, and just don't let them do it to you, and then just find other ways to bust a nut together. Other than that.
Okay.
It's like when somebody don't like your cooking. You can tell. They ain't like, don't use that clip in promo. Don't use it.
No.
I tried to come from the side to make it seem like it was a fork, but I felt like the angle was a little too paused.
Oh my God. The toxic masculinity is driving the car at this point. Everybody is nervous about being called zesty. There's the pause.
Nah, I don't care.
All right, so there's a lightning round. Smash or pass, carrot cake, Oreos.
Wait, that's all one flavor?
Yes.
That's not carrot cake, comma? Or Oreos?
No, they're carrot cake.
No, pass. Oreos have too many flavors. As a company, they've fallen off. They've lost their essence. It was cool with double stuff, and it was cool with the holiday where you dip them in the white chocolate or whatever. Anything after that is wild. They got lemons, they got thins, they got double stuff. There's a
blueberry. They have blueberry and peach combo. Like they have a whole bunch of them.
I was in China. They got like ginseng and green tea flavor. Like it's wild. Like there's a hot wing flavor overseas. Like it's. I know you said lightning round. Let me.
It's all good. I love it. Would you rather Popeyes or Church's?
Popeyes.
How old were you when you had your first crush?
5th grade, so whatever the that is.
Okay. Fight or flight, 2 flying monkeys.
I still think me and that girl would have been together, but her sister, she had an older sister that was a gangster disciple. She was a disciple queen. And she didn't want her little sister talking to fast boys, so we had to break up.
You were a fast boy?
No, I wasn't fast, but it's just she was like, her sister was like 8th grade tomboy.
Oh, yeah.
And my crush was like proper dainty, just an Alabama little church girl with the little the white socks with the little ruffles around the ankle, like just a proper little. And her sister was like, "You ain't gonna be f***ing my sister. I'll beat your ass."
You said y'all would have still been together?
She went to jail. Her older sister went to jail.
Fight or flight, 2 flying monkeys.
Oh, flight. I'm not fighting no monkeys. The monkeys got human strength.
They are.
That monkey pick your ass up and then just toss you up. Monkeys are wild.
Yeah, no, I've been watching the documentary.
There's a village, I think it's in India, where the monkeys are like fighting all the stray dogs.
Oh,
Because a stray dog, you can Google this and drop it in. There was a stray dog that ate a monkey, and then the monkey's like just any dog that picked a dog up and take it up to a roof and throw it off the roof. And they just started killing, like put out a hit on dogs.
this is gonna be the most clip
Monkeys,
show.
monkeys not to be with. I'm telling you, there's a clip of a monkey. I don't know if it's India. I don't want to just put it off on India, but it's somewhere in Southeast Asia where the monkeys just grab dogs and throw them off the roof because they don't with dogs like that.
You know, I'm Googling that as soon as
I'm
I get
not
it.
bull.
No, I gotta see this. We're gonna put this in. If you could say anything to your favorite teacher, what would it be?
Oh, the teachers that meant the most to me were the ones that believed in me in spite of my flaws and mistakes and my lack of perfection. There was Miss Fuller at Central Park Elementary. There was Bob Norman at Center Street Middle. There was Mr. Kelly at Ramsey High School. Coach Logan as well. Dr. James Hawkins, I will say I would not have graduated college if not for the dean of the journalism department. He was one of the people who wrote a letter to get me back in school when I got suspended from school for stealing. So, it very well should have been expelled if we're being honest, But, I got lucky in college because I had faculty, Dr. Sandra Inge, these people, they all saw me for what I could become, not who I was.
You're the only person that has had a list. Out of all, we had 28, yesterday 6, 32, 33, 34. You're out of all these episodes, 35 something, 35 plus. You're the only person who was like, oh, this teacher, that teacher, and I'm sure we all have a list of people.
But each person got me to the next mile marker, to the next. Bob Norman was really important because this is a white teacher in the hood, and he had organized a soccer team, and that's my first real organized sport. And the level of encouragement he gave black boys at a sport that in 89, 90, soccer wasn't. It wasn't on our radar, but the way he made us come together as a team and then believe in ourselves. And now that I'm older, I realize what he was trying to say. Y'all are all black. I know y'all quick as hell. These white boys can't keep up with you. Run them motherfuckers up and down the field. He used soccer words. We're gonna use quick passes, touch and go. But basically, you're better than what you could ever imagine. And I remember that distinctly. That was a very profound 2 years of my life, was playing soccer for that man. But yeah, there was just a lot of educators that just gave up more than they should have and had to. And because of them,
everything. That's what makes Roy Wood Jr., as he said at the beginning, tell him I'm amazing. amazing. The fact that you remember those names, I'm so glad you came to be here with me, friend.
Thank you for having me.
I appreciate you. I mean, your voice is very important right now, and it has always been. They just catching up. We already knew this.
Well, thank you.
They catching up. So congratulations to them for catching up.
Well, thank you. Did you find the monkeys? On the dog?
I did find the monkeys, and they said they have been captured. It says monkeys responsible for hundreds of puppy deaths captured in India.
Yeah.
A bunch of white women flew from America and handled that business.
We got to bring them to justice.
Oh, my goodness. Thank you for being here. Also, we appreciate you. Tell them what's coming up and where they can find you.
Just Roywood Jr., put a .com behind it, put an @ sign in front of it. My book, Man of Many Fathers, will be out later this year. I can't say release dates yet. We ain't got all that ironed out contractually, but just stream Have I Got News for You on Max, and hopefully we'll be back later this year too.
And maybe one day they'll book me.
I've sent the emails.
I've gotten the emails that you sent. I know that you have.
Okay.
I'm not talking about you.
Okay, no, I'm talking about them. They need to put your ass on the show.
I'll let them know when I'm in New York. Nobody wants to fly you out anymore.
Oh yeah, them days. CNN broke. I couldn't touch that. I'll fly you. Just book the I got miles.
We want to invite you to follow us on social media at SWYM Pod on all social media platforms. If you are listening, please hit the subscribe button if you're on Spotify or Apple. If you are watching, please hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to give us your rating and your review. And we will see you next time on Say What You Mean.